Hey guys, welcome back to this channel. We are here stocking the shelves, doing inventory. We make a video every single Monday. If you don't know that, we own this grocery store, me and Felicia. It's been about 3 years now, and this channel is all about building out your own business, running a retail store, personal finance, and we're happy to be here. So please hit the like button down below.
You use a lot of hand gestures.
It really helps this small business grow, and we appreciate that. Right now we're going to get into how much the store does in monthly sales.
And it varies month to month.
It does vary month to month.
Because some seasons are better than others.
Of course, like any business, up and down.
Holiday season.
And we're not shy to show you all that, and I hope you appreciate that. So let's get going on what we took to build this store to what it does per month. So to kind of understand the sales that we do in this store and exactly where they started and where they are now, it's best I give you a little background information. To give you the references that you might need to kind of see where we're at here, this store is about 1,600 square feet. We have two main employees, me and Felicia, that you saw. We have another part-timer who helps us when it is busier in the summer. Other than that, it's basically us every day. My mom and Felicia's mom do help us with some of the cooking. That's the labor of love. But to give you the basis, we are a grocery store that sells everything you can pretty much find in the big stores, but to a smaller scale. Like Walmart may have 100 different cereals where we have 15. They may have 25 different, types of tomato basil sauce, well, we'll have 15. So basically speaking, we cater to all your food needs on a smaller scale than you would find at the big stores. It's been said that, you can call this place a store for convenience. We like to call it a boutique grocery store. Whatever you want to call it, as long as you're a customer, we're happy to have you. So as mentioned, in many videos, every single Monday, and these Mondays are flying by. I feel like I finish a video on Monday, I upload it, and then it's Monday again. We film a video every Monday. Felicia does the inventory. She complains that she does all the heavy lifting while I get to talk to you guys. And so, just know that this video is my priority and dedication every Monday to this channel. And no matter how much Felicia complains, we're always going to be on camera every Monday sharp for you guys to listen to me talk about my lifestyle as a grocer. See this right here? Employees only. Okay, one day I'm going to show you the secret vault behind this store. Okay, it's going to be amazing. You're going to see all beautiful masterpiece, the recipes that we use to create the millions of sales that we make each year, the food that comes out of this kitchen that brings in thousands of people every single day. You're gonna see it right behind here. As long as you hit the subscribe button down below, that mysterious door shall reveal itself in all its glory. Even I know I'm weird, okay? I know I'm weird, and I'm happy that I'm weird, but, this channel, if you're weird, you'll accept these small bits of weirdness that come out of it. So what you see in all these clips is a lot of high shelving, a lot of different products, a lot of, variety in a small store, a lot of inventory condensed into a small space. And when we first started, there was really nothing like this here. It was a couple small tables with some fruits and vegetables, a couple little bottles of honey. It was very, very bare bones. We started with really pretty much nothing, and we slowly started to build up our inventory by asking our customers what they wanted to see. Customers would suggest things, retailers or other vendors would suggest things. We'd see things selling good at other stores. It all was a process that took 3 years just to get to this point. So we're not fully where we want to be, and you're probably never where you want to be as an entrepreneur, but at this point, everything you see in this store is where we're currently at, or what we're currently trying to build. At this point, we're pretty crowded in the inventory that we have. There's a lot of shelves with different products, and until you find your collection of inventory that sells the fastest, you're always going to be trying different products, removing other things, bringing in new things, or listening to new customer demands, or seeing what's new out in the food world. It's really never ending when you own a small business, between work and research. So just be aware that this isn't where we started. This was a lot emptier in this store than you see it at this current moment. So by bringing on all this extra inventory and finding the things that people wanted to buy and kind of being different than, many big box stores by the items we carry, and carrying things that you would find at the big box stores for people's convenience, we found that, eventually or essentially the more that we could carry in this store, the better our average sale was, which your average sale is basically just what each customer will spend in your store on average. So, if we have 100 people in the store per day and they were spending $10 each when we first started, compared to now when we have 100 people in the store and they spend about $23, $24 each, well, it really makes a big difference at the end of the day, even though each customer is probably only picking up another 2 to 3 items because, as they're coming in for a couple bananas, they may see, the banana bread they wanted to try or a certain dressing they couldn't find somewhere else, and they're like, oh, I want to try that. I want to try that. Ooh, this looks good. And giving people those options and those choices is kind of just essential in the way people and consumers shop nowadays. We really had no choice but to expand our inventory. And by expanding our inventory, we kind of saw that our sales were growing and growing and growing, which begs the question, if we keep carrying more and more inventory, does that mean that our sales will keep going up and up and up? Or will we hit a point that it doesn't really matter anymore and there's a threshold that you can only put so many products in front of a person before they kind of get overwhelmed and actually buy less? We don't know that yet. I don't think we're at that point yet. Just wanted to let you guys know. And I know many of our viewers that have already kind of followed our channel for a little while probably already know this, and I've mentioned many of these points before, but the majority of people that watch this channel are not subscribed, so I do like to cater to, my subscribers and, the people that are new to the channel. So just to let you know, the videos we make, sorry, someone's here. Great. See, we got a delivery on our one day off. People still, after 3 years, people still don't know that we don't take deliveries on Monday, but we got to be accommodating and let people know, hey, we don't take deliveries on Mondays. But with perishables, you really don't have a choice. If they bring them back, to the warehouse, then they're not as fresh when they come back to us. So with perishables, it makes everything more complicated. Just know that you're going to have to be very, very accommodating when starting a new business with customers, vendors, delivery drivers. You can have a strong backbone as much as you want, but when it comes to making sure your business is succeeding and your bank account is going the right way, you got to put your ego aside sometimes and take it on the chin. Is that a weird expression, take it on the chin? I never really used that expression, so I'm sure I'll be made fun of it by one of my friends or Felicia or somebody who I know in real life that I said that, but that's okay. We're going to leave it in. So it doesn't take a genius that the more options, variety you have in your store is probably going to increase your average sale and your daily sales for the day. But when it comes to perishables, you really have to watch out. If you keep buying more and more and more stuff, eventually you may not sell certain items and end up having to throw them away or, donate them or eat them yourself or whatever it may be. And you may actually end up losing money on waste that you wouldn't have if you limited your inventory. So you always want to make sure you have the appropriate customer flow for the amount of product you're buying. Because if you're buying a ton of inventory, yeah, it looks great on the shelves, but no one's buying it, so you end up just throwing away and it's just tied up money in your inventory. So there's a general balance that you have to find between your customer flow, how much they're buying, and the amount of inventory you're bringing in. And that is something that you'll always be calculating week to week to week, depending on how busy you are and all that. So to get down to the numbers, the store obviously grew over the last 3 years. When we first started, yes, we weren't well known. People didn't really come to our store as much. We had less customers and they were spending less because we had less inventory. So on average, you can probably say we were doing about $30,000 a month. And that sounds, great and all, but it's really not enough to grow your business. We were getting by, we were paying our bills. We weren't really expanding much in the inventory side of things. We weren't really paying ourselves for the first year. The $30,000 a month after, all our expenses and, purchasing inventory and everything else, there really wasn't much left, and that's kind of the baseline. We were getting by, we were paying ourselves, the doors were open, but it was no way to actually grow and take up income from this store. I believe Felicia made a video about this time maybe about a year ago or 2 years ago, and that video did very well. But I wanted to update on that and just kind of show you where we are now and kind of give you an idea on what it takes monthly to actually run a store like this and have a decently comfortable living. We just bought our condo, by the way, so the American dream is real. You can own a business and still purchase a house if things go right and you do things the proper way. At this point in time, we are doing about, on average, and it's still the beginning of the year, about $45,000 a month at this store. And mind you, it's supposed to be continuing to go up as the year goes on, because January and February are always the slowest months. So if we're doing about 45,000 in this month, technically we should go to 55 on average a month in the rest of the year. December being the highest, people spend the most around Christmas. We're hoping to do about 60 to 70-ish that month. We'll see what happens. We'll see how busy we get. So on average, you can say this store does about $55,000 a month per month for the year, if you kind of averaged out each month from January to December. Is it going to make us a million? Is it going to make us millionaires? Probably not at this size. Can you live a comfortable living? By all means. Will you work your ass off every single day? Will there be many vacations at this level? Absolutely not. You really need to be able to hire the right people and build your sales to get away even for a couple days. So me and Felicia have decided, and this video will be the way, that if we can expand this store after in the next 2 years, we will be selling it. Nothing is certain yet, but if we can expand, we don't want to stay at this level anymore. So if we can't make this store bigger or get a second location, this will be the end of the store, only because you can't live like this forever at this size store with 2 employees working 24/7. The money is good, but you literally will have no life until you can expand this store, or maybe the sales will be enough to justify 2 to 3 employees by then. At this point, 2 to 3 employees will probably eat up most of the profit, and we won't be able to pay ourselves at all, which is fine if we had other full-time incomes and we just wanted to own this business and grow it until it can't grow anymore in this location. However, at this point in time, if this store isn't at that point in the next 2 years, it will be on the market if anyone wants to buy it. But I have faith in it. I think it will grow to a point where we want to expand it, or we can expand it and we will keep growing it. So we'll see what happens there. Let me take a breath here because I'm about to pass out. Theoretically speaking, if the growth continues that we're seeing from the last year, 2 years, it keeps growing into the next 2 years, this place could be, well run by a few employees with our kind of guidance overseeing, the buying, the spending, the major improvements, things like that, and we wouldn't have to be here 24/7. If it stays at this level, we'll be working our ass off just to you make decent money. That's no way to live. That's not what we wanted when we opened this business. I think a 5-year project can determine how this business will be. If at the 5th year we're still at this level, I don't know if we can even grow it anymore, because it's pretty much packed to the brim now, but I'm going to keep packing it to the brim with inventory that sells. So that really begs the question on what we want to do, but we don't have to decide right away. And we're always trying to grow. I always say if we're not growing, we're dying. And especially in business, if you're not growing your business, then what's the point? I mean, it just kind of becomes a job at that point that you just kind of do to make money. That's not what I want to do. I want to grow this thing to the max amount that we feel comfortable with, that makes it worth it. So yeah, long story short, this store does about $50,000 a month comfortably, on average right now at this point. So yeah, take that into consideration if you're opening a business similar to this. Even at $50,000 a month, the owners are working in it and making a comfortable living, but you're working 24/7. So just be aware of that. And if that's okay with you, if that's how you want to live, to build your business and grow your business, by all means. if you want to have some sort of personal life in there, that's possible as well. Even us, we do have a small personal life that we try to balance with this business. But you know, what you're used to when you work a 9-to-5 job is a lot different than when you own a business, only because you know, you're always constantly thinking about how to build it to the point where you know, you're happy and comfortable with it. So that's pretty much it, guys. I hope you take this video with some value, and you know, maybe it is going to help you when you start your business, or if you're in the process of building a business similar to this. Just know that even at $50,000 a month, you're still going to be grinding 24/7, and that's okay with us right now. But if we ever want to have a kid, it's going to be even more complicated. We're really going to see this place, what it really can do in the next 2 years. So hopefully you're still with us, and best of luck in your business endeavors. I never really know how to end a video. I never know how to end a video.